Welcome to the inaugural meeting of the Board of Education of School District Number 79, Cowichan Valley. Before we begin the official board meeting, I have the privilege of issuing the oath of office to the returning trustees and our new trustee. We acknowledge that this oath is taking place on the traditional and ancestral lands of the Coast Salish people where we live, learn, and play. I'd like to thank family and friends for coming this afternoon. The role of the trustee is very challenging and time-consuming. Your support should be recognized. I'd also like to thank Chief Seymour of Cowichan Tribes for attending this evening, and Tom Duncan, Deputy Mayor of the City of Duncan. I've had the pleasure of working with this board in my current role as Secretary-Treasurer for the last 3 years, and I'd like to comment on how committed the individuals are in making a difference for students. The last board managed some significant changes over the 4 years of their term. These included an increase in student enrollment from 7,408 FTE, full-time equivalent students, to 8,077. A consolidated budget that increased from $84 million to $100 million. To put that $100 million into context, the combined budgets of the town of Lake Cowichan, the City of Duncan, the District of North Cowichan, and the Cowichan Valley Regional District are $110 million. The restoration of the Teachers Collective Agreement language, which resulted in an additional 79 teachers in 74 classrooms, mostly in 1 year. The challenge in managing the district's future capacity issues will be forefront for the new board. The Cowichan Valley School District is by far the largest employer in the area, providing jobs for 1,400 individuals. BC is a large province with many unique communities. The individuals before us today have been elected by the citizens of our district to improve student achievement for our learners, recognizing the Cowichan Valley's diverse needs. As trustees, they will listen to our community as they set plans, priorities, policies, and the annual budget for the next 4 years. Returning to the board are Trustee Hutchins, Trustee Croft, Trustee Spilsbury, Trustee Doman, Trustee Thorne, and Trustee DeGroot. And we have new to join us. We'd like to welcome Trustee Kimler. At this time, I will ask trustees to rise to take the oath of office in unison. You will begin by reading the first sentence and stating your name, followed by the balance of the oath. So we begin with I.
I am qualified to hold office as a trustee in School District 79, Cowichan Valley, and meet the trustee qualification requirements set out in the School Act. I have not, by myself or any other person, knowingly contravened the School Act, respecting vote buying, intimidation, or other election offences in relation to my election as a trustee. I will abide by the School Act, and I will faithfully perform the duties of my office, and will not allow any private interest to influence my conduct in public matters. I will comply with the requirements of the School Act that relate to conflict of interest, and in particular, I will comply with the requirements relating to disclosure of pecuniary and indirect pecuniary interest in a matter.
Thank you. I ask that you now sign your oath of office. Congratulations, you're now trustees for the next 4 years, and I'd like to congratulate you. Thank you. At this time, we're inviting Chief Seymour to say a few words to the board.
Haitsap kasem niet de amastok die tamach na coats and mastimach. Zanano tea tala sim niet na lolbatal na smanam. Niet na he walk to the mastimach. I want to thank you and for inviting me to this meeting, first of all. I want to recognize that you are leaders in our communities, and I'm thanking you for the job that you have in looking after our children. You know, we always have a tough job, you know, it doesn't matter where we come from, it's always the children come first. Children are going to be our leaders in the future. We need to ensure that happens. So you have a very tough 4 years ahead of you when we look at the landscape, and heard the mention about the increase. And I was thinking back when, remember, we're fighting to stop you guys from shutting down schools. Now we're looking at where can we get more schools to look after the increase in the children that are coming. We have a lot of things when I look at how Cowichan Tribes needs to work with this school board. We look at the things that are happening on a national basis. This Truth and Reconciliation, and when the Prime Minister announced we're going to start putting these in our schools, all these issues that came out through that process. And my first question is, how are we going to get our teachers to that point? We have a lot of work in front of us to look at those issues, and we still struggle ourselves on how to be open as to what happened historically, and realistically we need to move forward, recognize what happened, the troubles we've had, and we can only do it working together. Thank you, everyone.
We now call to order the regular board meeting of Tuesday, November 6th. We respectfully acknowledge that we are meeting on the traditional and ancestral lands of the Coast Salish people where we live, learn, and play. Our first order of business will be the election of the chair of the board for the 2018 year. Once elected, the chair of the board will assume the meeting and call for nominations for vice chair of the board. Following the elections, we will carry on with regular business. Prior to calling for nominations, I'm going to ask Karen Blow and Monroe Grove to act as scrutineers, counters, in the event that a vote becomes necessary. Nominations are now in order for the position of chair of the board.
I'd like to nominate Trustee Spilsbury.
Trustee Spilsbury, do you accept the nomination?
Yes, thank you, Trustee Quinn.
Are there any other nominations for the position of chair of the board? Calling for a second time, are there any nominations for the position of chair of the board? And for a third and final time, are there any nominations for the position of chair of the board? No. Hearing none, Trustee Spilsbury has been elected as chair of the board.
Get to work.
Thank you, trustees, for your confidence in putting me back in the chair for the board for this following year. I really appreciate your support. As you heard Mr. Sanquist talk about the kinds of achievements that we did in our 4 years prior to this term, it makes me very proud to be a part of this board. And I want to thank each and every one of you for the work that you have done, and the work that I know that you're going to be doing, including our new trustee who we welcome to us. So thank you, and let's have a wonderful year. I would like to move to election of vice chair. The floor is open for nominations. Trustee Thorne?
Nominate Trustee DeGroot.
Trustee DeGroot, do you accept the nomination? Yes. Thank you. For the second call, is there another nomination for vice chair of the board? And the third and final call for vice chair of the board. And I will congratulate Trustee DeGroot and say we have our executive in place for moving forward. So we'll move to item 5, adoption of agenda. A motion to adopt, please. Moved by Trustee Hutchins, seconded by Trustee Doma. All those in favor? Motion carries. Moving to minutes of the October 2nd, 2018 open board meeting. Mover, Trustee Croft and Trustee Thorne. All those in favor? Motion carries. Moving to Secretary Treasurer, Mr. Sanchez.
Thank you. Attached to the agenda is the declaration of the official election results from the Chief Election Officer, and we ask that the board receive those.
Trustee DeGroot. Moved by Trustee DeGroot, seconded by Trustee Thorne. All those in favor? Motion carries. And moving to item 7.12, Mr. Sandquist.
7.1.2 will not be required this evening as our board chair and vice chair are returning.
Thank you. Moving to item 8, committees and outside organizations. The first is Schedule 9.1, which is upcoming meetings and events. There's one item there that we may determine. Item 9A. We're changing the date of board planning to November 13th and assigning location of DSAT meeting to Cowichan Secondary School. Okay, people okay with that? Trustee Hutchins, sorry?
That must be Tuesday.
13th?
13th is a Tuesday.
Yes, oh yes. So that works for everyone? Okay, and then item, there's just one other item here on our schedule of events, and that is Board Education and Business Committee meeting, and just to put that one in abeyance at this point because the board hasn't had a chance to talk about their committees and structure and meeting dates, so for people watching for when that meeting will occur, we will get notification out within the next couple of weeks. Moving to item 9.2, Remembrance Day. A is school assemblies. They are listed there. Trustees have schools that they are assigned to from last term, so we don't have new assignments for this term, so if you could look at your liaison, who you have been liaisons with in terms of this schedule, that would be good. Okay, and item number 9B, Remembrance Day. You recall that we agreed we would lay wreaths at the 4 areas in the communities where those ceremonies are happening. So tonight we need to determine who on the board would be able to lay the wreaths at Duncan, Cobble Hill Mill Bay, Lake Cowichan, and Chemainus. Is there anyone who would like to offer to Trustee DeGroot? Cobble Hill. Anyone else interested in one of the other locations? Able to, Trustee Croft?
Last year I did Lake Cowichan because you weren't available. I'd be happy to do that again. I was available.
Okay, so we have Trustee Croft at Lake Cowichan. We still have Duncan and Chemainus. Trustee Hutchins?
Unfortunately, I'm in the students in Ladysmith.
Okay. Anyone else able to lay a wreath at Chemainus or Duncan? Trustee Campbell? Duncan? Okay, and so anyone else for Shemanis? Then I will take Shemanis. Tracy has organized 2 reps from DSAC to accompany us, and she will be contacting us quickly
With the names.
before the 11th. So she also says that wreaths are available here at the office for Duncan and Malahat, and will be ready at the ceremonies for Lake Cowichan and Shemanis. Okay? And yes. Moving to no new business, nothing. Moving to item 11, question period from our audience. Any questions? Oh, Ms.
Caroline.
Kerr.
Yeah,
Yes.
DPAC chair. I was just wondering, as you still have DPAC on your list of committees there, will we be expecting to have a trustee attend our DPAC meeting on the 15th?
At this point, we do not have any liaisons or contacts or anyone in terms of schools and outside organizations and DPAC and any other committees. So we will inform you as soon as we can. Thank you. Any further questions? Okay, motion to adjourn. Trustee DeGroot, Trustee Hutchins, all those in favor? Motion carries. Thank you very much. Our first meeting is over.